What's up, y'all? This is your girl Kiki, Keandria Wright. I am a seamstress and a fashion designer, and I just did my very first bridal gown, as you can see here. And I also added some appliques to his suit, as you can see here. Added some on the front and the back. And I just want to do like a quick little chit chat about my experience with bridal gowns. So if you know me, you know that I specialize in like prom season. Like that's my thing, I guess you would say. Like that's like where I thrive at the most during prom season. So this is my first time kind of stepping my foot into the bridal area. So I'm just gonna let y'all know like how I feel about the whole thing. And I would definitely say is a whole lot different, of course, than prom season. Obviously, it's a whole lot more serious than prom season. Yeah, it is. And a lot of people be like, what is serious in prom season? Yeah, of course it is. Somebody's getting married, right? And, they're a whole lot more serious, than prom season. So I kind of had my work cut out for me. I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm like pretty much used to like prom season and just like the girls who are just, you take their measurements, they tell you what they want. It's kind of like I hate to like relate this to like fast food, but like if you had a job at like fast food or something like that, then you know what I'm talking about. As far as you taking their orders, they tell you what they want. Like, hey, I want like a mermaid gown, red, with gold appliques or white appliques. I want feathers. I want this. I want that. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of taking their order, and then you kind of like putting it all at one, and then you Oh, that's cool. You did this.
Yeah,
It's cool, boo.
I made a heart.
It is a heart. Show them your heart. Yay. Okay, let me finish this video, okay? Then I'll be right there, okay? Alright, close the door. Close the door. Close the door. You go on the other side of the door and close it. I'll be right there, okay? Give me 2 minutes.
Mom, I gotta make some.
Okay. But anyway, so as far as bridal season.
Mama, I promise I won't call you.
Okay. So as far as like bridal season, it's a whole lot different because they want to keep in contact with you almost all the time, like literally, like probably every week. They want to know something about the dress or like the update and all that good stuff, which is, I was gonna say, which is fine, but honestly, it's like, especially if their wedding isn't, or the ship date or the fitting date isn't until, 2 months from now. It's like you kind of, you still need time for like your private life, and if you got kids, you got a job, you got a relationship, you got family members, you got your own personal life, you need time for those areas of your life too. And I think brides don't understand that, and they really don't care about that, which is, I think that's kind of just come with bridal season and like bridal gowns and all that good stuff. But it is it's a lot more overwhelming, and honestly I think that's why it costs so much for bridal gowns, because you kind of are paying for that whole experience of that one-on-one relationship with your designer. So I think that's why bridal gowns are way more expensive than your average prom gown. Because even if you get a bride and they order a prom gown, a lot of designers still will charge that bride the same fee as they would with their other bridal gowns, and it doesn't require as much work as your average bridal gown. Like you have so much to a bridal typical bridal gown. Like most bridal gowns, not all, but most come with like corsets and all that type of stuff. But if you get a bride that says, hey, I like that prom gown you did, let me just get that, in white or whatever, a lot of designers are still gonna charge you the full price of their bridal gown prices. And I kind of see why now, because they want to know every single thing, in which me personally, I'm not the type of designer which I'm going to tell you every single thing. I'm not going to show you every picture of the dress, like from step, like, oh, you know, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not that type of designer, but I get the job done every single time. Like, and I just wish people would just trust the process when it comes to designers and stuff like that. Just trust the process. If you book a designer, then you should trust that designer to do what you asked them for, because obviously you booked them for a reason, and you know that's very important. That's how you're going to get your best results with a designer, by just trusting them and allowing them to use their creativity. But if you're constantly calling them like every week or every other day, like, hey, you know, how's the dress going, or hey, how's this going, you know, that's kind of disrupting the process of you getting your dress done. Because you gotta think about it, if they're doing your dress, they're probably doing 10 other dresses or 5 other dresses, and still juggling life and still juggling their job. Like, you still gotta keep that in mind. I always tell my clients, like, if I need anything, I will contact you. I don't need you per se to keep contacting me like, hey, you know, how's this going? And it's not like to be rude. I feel like I like to find that balance between, like, I still want to be respectful, because at the end of the day, like, you chose me to make your dress, and I'm extremely grateful. However, there is a fine line between I'm your designer and I'm not like your cousin who you could just call, like, just because you I don't even know. Just there needs to be like boundaries. Like, if you have a question. Hmm? A book about boundaries? That's right. You got it. So yeah, so it needs to be, you know, that those lines driven. And it's not like, you know, some people will say, oh, well, you should just have, like, you know, your business hours, contact hours. But it's not about contact hours. It's about you just trusting the process, and your designer is going to reach out to you. If you have any questions, like, as far as, hey, you know, how is this or how is that, and then that's cool, like, that's fine. Like, I don't mind, like, questions about that. As a matter of fact, I require this most times. Like, you know, if you need a swatch of fabric to, you know, match it, or just so you can have, like, the fabric that I'll be using. As far as that, like, what else really do you need to know? Because their consultation is when we go over every single thing. Like, during consultation is the most important time. This is when we talk about everything. This is where you ask every question that you have about the dress. This is where I'm going to give you all the information on how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to be doing. You're going to get your shipping date here during consultation, and you're going to get your fitting date here during consultation. So anything else after that is kind of like you just kind of in the way when you asking constantly, hey, how's the dress going? Or then the next week, hey, how's the dress going? How's the dress going? Can you send me pictures out? Like, that's kind of been in the way during, like, asking so much about that. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing, but that's just how I work, me personally. Yeah. I don't want it to seem like it's like a strict thing, like, oh, you know, because I am about building a relationship. I'm very much about building a relationship with, like, clients. But to me, that's kind of during the times that I need to contact you, like, during consultation. That's where I'm going to get to know you. You're going to get to know me. I get to know, like, how your style, like, what you like, all that good stuff. Your fitting date. There's gonna be a time where I get to see you and get to say, hey, you know, you look good, you know, stuff like that. But as far as everything else, you are getting a service done from me, and I don't think it go no further than that. Like, you're getting a service done for me, and it's up. Here, you're getting a service provided by me. And I think that's number one. that's the most important thing, and you have to trust the process of you getting what you asked for, because I'm gonna always deliver that. If I don't know how to do something, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I've had my share of situations where I've took on more than I could chew, and as a matter of fact, I ain't got time for that. So yeah, if I can, yeah, we talked about it, and I said, yeah, girl, I got you this, that, and third, and trust me, I got you. Just hold tight, hang on. I look forward to you. I look forward to seeing you on your fitting date or your shipping date. And during like that time before I ship your dress or ship whatever it is I'm making to you, I always send pictures so you'll know exactly what you're getting from me. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I think a lot of designers kind of are opting out of the custom made dresses just in general. Like a lot of designers aren't doing custom dresses anymore. They're like, I have got samples, like I got dresses already made and you can come and buy these from me, because the dressmaking process can be so tedious, and you have so many clients who are like, you know what I mean, and that could get to some people like that. It just is what it is, and that's why a lot of designers aren't doing that. But I think a reason why a lot of clients are doing it is because so many people are getting scammed. So, and then you see this a lot during prom season. So many stories of girls not getting their dresses, they getting what they didn't ask for, stuff like that. And I think that those situations alone, that took a toll on a lot of designers just in general, because now we have to really prove ourselves. With me, I'm not gonna go that far to like prove myself and all that, this, that, and third, because I feel like my line of work shows that like you're here for a reason. If you're booking me, I don't feel like I have to prove myself once you're reaching out to book me. Like that just might sound a little cocky, but it is what it is. Like you go see, like if you go on a hairstylist page and she got like a whole bunch of like silk presses and you love them silk presses, like you like, yes, silk press, yes. You don't go to her and text her and call her and say, how you do your silk presses, or you don't get in a chair, or do you get in a chair and say like, oh, is she gonna be able to do mine though? Like, but she just did 40 other silk presses that look good. What make you think she ain't gonna do yours the same way? Like, and if she can't, I'm sure she would tell you that, hey, you have a certain hair type and I can't do that. Same as designers. Like, I'm sure, and I hope, a lot of designers are doing this and saying, I can't do this, but I can do this for you. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that, because a lot of designers are still learning, and that's fine too. I don't think you ever get to a point where you're not learning as a designer and a seamstress. You're always learning techniques. So yeah, I just wanted to share my experience. My first time doing a bridal gown. Will I do another one? I think I will, but I will have to have that conversation like beforehand and just saying, don't call me. Like simple as that. Like, don't call me too many times. Don't text me so many times. I will reach out to you, and that's a good thing. Like, that's a really good thing, because you're supposed to be worried about other stuff. You're supposed to be focused on other stuff, like your wedding. Like, you got decorations. You got to make sure everybody else in line, your bridesmaids, your groomsmen, all this type of people. You got all this stuff to be focused on, and I feel like as designers, we kind of take on that, like, like, I got this part. You don't have to worry, as long as you're making your payments and stuff like that on time, as long as I'm paid, you ain't got nothing to worry about on this end. That's it. Like, you stressing yourself out by constantly calling, constantly texting, constantly. Don't do it. Like, just hold your horses, chill. Don't book a designer that you're not comfortable with. If you can't just pay a designer and just trust that she gonna handle that for you, don't book her or him. Book somebody else, like, that you will feel comfortable with. if you're a person where you just gotta be in a loop and in a know all the time, just in general, just go to the store. Go to the store. You know what I mean? Because I am one designer. Like, I'm running this whole thing by myself. I'm the customer service. I'm the marketing. I'm the seamstress, the designer. I'm all those roles. So I'm doing this for you, but I'm also doing this for 20 other people. So, not to mention alterations and all the other stuff that I do, which is, you know, I'm not saying it's the client's problem. You know what I mean? Like, I would never say that to a client, but we just gotta take that into consideration when you're getting a service done. And to be honest, when y'all go to the other stores, like, let's just say an example. Let's just say you're going to a Chanel store, right? You go to a Chanel store, get you a cute little, I don't even know much about like high-end designer stuff because I'm a high-end designer over here, so I don't, yeah. But anyway, just for an example, you go into a Chanel store, right? And you order like a dress that you see, like you see a cute little dress on the model on like their website or something like that, and they don't have like your size. Let's just say they don't have your size, and maybe you want to add something to it. I don't even know if you can do this, but you want to add something to it. Like if it's a short dress but you want it longer, let's just say that, and they tell you, oh yeah, we can do that for you. All we gotta do is just order your size. You know, it's custom made, which that stuff, I don't know if that stuff is custom made or not, but I'm just saying, it's custom made, and you know you have to wait 4 to 6 weeks, which is fine because your event date isn't until 8 weeks or so. So I say, you know, it's 4 to 6 weeks, and you know, once we have it in the store, we'll go ahead and call you or with send you an email. Y'all do not be emailing them folks back to back to back. Y'all don't be calling them like back, like checking on y'all stuff. No, y'all be trusting the process, like trusting wholeheartedly. Put your whole heart, faith, trust, everything in them people. Y'all don't be calling them. So I just feel like as independent entrepreneurs, I feel like I just want us to get that same respect. Like, once you put in that order, that's it. And then, not to mention, once y'all get y'all stuff back, let's just say the strap's too long, but it might fit here, but you need alterations. Y'all don't be going to the internet saying, oh, Chanel, this, that, and the third, oh, maybe this is too big, but it's supposed to be custom made. Y'all don't do those brands like that, but let it be a design that you can get in contact with, or that you can expose, or that you can put out there to get your, you know, revenge. Like, y'all gonna do it. And I never ever understood it. I never understood it because I feel like just go to that designer. Go to the designer, and if most designers will make it right. I feel like, at least I know I would make it right, and I have made it right. I haven't done everything perfect. There has been times where I have had to make situations right, and I always have, because at the end of the day, if I messed up on something, that's my fault. That's my, you know, that's my bad, and I have to make it right to satisfy the customer and the client at the end of the day. So what I would say is just go to that designer, go to that seamstress or whatever, and just say, hey, you know, this right here, this zipper, blah blah blah. How can we make this right? And 9 times out of 10, a designer, a good designer, will make it right. And if you get your designer who, you know the ones who just be like, or they might not even text you back, they might not even call you back, then I guess you could take your other measures, you know what I mean? But I think it's just so distasteful when people try to expose designers for stuff that they could have just gotten fixed simply, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I guess when you order anything, it might come back too small. Not too small, it might come back too big, you know, because if you're getting custom made, then I do agree it should be the size that you ordered. But sometimes stuff happens, so, you know, just talk to your designer and try to make it right. Because to me, I'm gonna make it right, but you also gonna come correct too. You know what I mean? Because I ain't one of them either. I feel like you should come correct at the end of the day. We all human. So, you know, I understand the frustrations, but, you know, it is what it is. But I just wanted to get on here and just chit chat a little bit about my experience for my first time as a bridal designer. Will I do it again? I think I will. I will be doing it again. Cause I really do like the dresses of, I really do like it. Like, it's super beautiful. And she got her husband's suit done too, and they were really nice people. So this isn't about them. This is just about just in general, you know, just for bridal clients versus prom clients. And I think it's just so fascinating on the difference of, you know, brides and like girls who are just going to prom. The girls who are just going to prom, they tell you what they want, they pay their money, and they go on about their day. And you'll see them during the fitting, and that's it. And I love that. Like, I love that because I don't need to be in contact with you all the time. Like, that is so overwhelming. Imagine being in contact with somebody for like 3 months. 3 months. Like, that's exhausting. That would exhaust somebody. But I think now what I'm gonna do is, if I do this again, I will be going up on my prices because you gonna have to pay for that. Now, I know that sounds bad, but you gonna have to pay for that one-on-one, that on-demand communication. That's what it is. On-demand communication. You gonna have to pay for that. I might put in I'm gonna say I got 2 packages. I got one that's you trust the process package, and there's another package that's on demand. I ain't gonna say 24/7 contact, but on demand communication. And you choose. And this one's gonna be less expensive, and this one's gonna be more expensive. I think that's fair. Cause that way I know what I'm gonna get myself into, cause you paid for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to talk with y'all because it's been a minute. So yeah.